the Denver Nuggets. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They have the home court here. Always crucial in a Game 7, with the winner moving on to the NBA Finals.
Now look, I think both teams are worthy of going to the NBA Finals. But the reality is that only one team will prevail this evening. And the way this series has gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way down to the final shot.
Kawhi Leonard, just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Yeah, I've been in this situation before. Just raise your hand. We got to switch.
Denver's got it. The shot by Murray, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Millsap. Oh, had him going there for a second. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
The screen sets him up for two.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint. That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. And hits the first free throw. And he hits the second. And he hits all three free throws. LA Clippers with the basketball. Paul Millsap tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Slams it down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Beverly into the front court. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Millsap. Deep left corner. Down low Jokic. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Takes a shot at the buzzer. No good. Time's expired. First quarter in the books of this one. 1 quarter down. Long way to go. So, buckle up. It's wide open.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Paul George. Leonard. Nikola Jokic able to recover with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Oh, Nikola Jokic. He's 2 for 2 now.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Beverly to Leonard. And it's the Nuggets with the board. Martin into the front court. We're a minute into the second quarter. The pass set it all up.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Paul George to Leonard. Goes to the left side. Beverly. Nikola Jokic. Huge block. post. Unlucky bounce. To Will Barton. Even to Zubats. Sends it away. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kawhi Leonard. 2-4 now.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
Stuffs it down with authority. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Paul Millsap with the block. We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks for joining us for the Halftime Report. The second half is about to get started.
Murray with it. It's a 9-point lead. They go to Jokic, down low. To Will Barton. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, short. Paul Millsap. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
George buries it on the catch and shoot. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. The deficit is 6. Paul George fires, add 2 points to the board.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Jokic. Montrezl Harrell with a piece. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Jamal Murray trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. To George. Has a chance. Deep 2 there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being...
Stuffs it down with authority.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Here's Leonard for 2. Wide open look, won't go. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Nuggets with the lead. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Murray into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Down low, Jokic. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Looking good. 4 for 5.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Paul Millsap pins it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Jokic. Great look and vision. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Beverly to Paul George. And he hits.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Nice pass to get things going. Now the Clippers call a timeout. It's just their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more. George to Leonard. To George. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Deep three at the buzzer. It's the Nuggets who come away victorious. They are champions of the Western Conference. They're on their way to the NBA Finals. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.